Hey guys, my name is Emma and today I'm going to be talking to you about new authors that I really want to read in 2019. So I recently posted a video which was authors that I wanted to revisit in 2019, but I thought I'd also do one for authors that were brand new to me that I've not read yet that I really want to try and make a priority in this year. So like before, I've got 8 authors to talk to you about today, and where I have books from them I will show them. Author number 1 is Neil Gaiman. Now I know what you're thinking. How on earth have I lasted this long and not read a Neil Gaiman? Technically I started American Gods a couple of years ago, but I never actually finished it. I only got about 60% of the way through, so I would really like to give Neil Gaiman a good shot again. I am tempted by various books like Stardust and Good Omens, which are fairly well known, but the one that I actually have on my shelf is Coraline, so it's highly likely that this will be the one that I end up going for. The story of Coraline is relatively well known because it has that amazing movie, which again I don't think I've actually seen all the way through. I've only seen snippets of it, so I'm really keen to jump into this book and check it out. I might save it for like a spookathon thing though, so it will probably be happening much later on in the year. I can't read, there are 9 on here. And there were 9 on the previous one. I don't know how many of anything I have anymore. These are a bunch of authors. Let's just forget about trying to number them. The next one is Kate Atkinson, and actually I wrote this list at the very beginning of January, and this is one that I've already ticked off. So you'll be finding out in my wrap up that I have just finished Transcription by her, which was wonderful. And I also have Life After Life somewhere on my shelves, but also in audiobook form, so I'm hoping to get to that one next. I am currently in the middle, or actually just over halfway through Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which was another author that I really wanted to try and prioritise in 2019. I'm not particularly enjoying Rebecca. I find the unnamed narrator very irritating, but I am going to give another one of hers a go at some point soon. Then I have Ken Liu. So I have 2 books by Ken Liu on my bookshelves, but the one I'm keen on is The Grace of Kings. I've heard people refer to this as being something like similar to Game of Thrones, but with a more Native American influence as far as I was aware. That might not be right now reading the back of this. I don't know where I picked that up from, but it is one of those epic sci-fi fantasy books that has been highly recommended, highly commended, and he's an author that I really want to read. I also have The Paper Menagerie, which is a collection of short stories somewhere on my bookshelves that I've read one of the short stories from it and really enjoyed it, so it's kind of a toss-up between the 2 of them as to which one I end up going for. This one I'm thinking I might do for Tome Topple, to be honest. One who I don't actually own any books from yet is Laura Bates, who is known mainly for her non-fiction. She is the pioneer of one of the everyday, I think it was everyday sexism was her movement. We've now reached a stage where there have been so many movements that it's hard to keep track of who did what. She has Misogynation, which is the book that I'm interested in reading, which is basically the everyday sexism movements kind of compiled into one book, but I know that she has more than just that, so I am really keen to get to one of hers soon. I've read a fair amount of feminist literature, both from historically speaking and also modern day, mainly for my degree. So it's been a good few years since I dived back into that world, and it would be good to check it back out again properly. Holly Black is a little bit of a strange one on this list, but she is a fantasy writer that I hear a lot about, and she has a whole bunch of different series, and I've never read anything by her. And all of her books have been the kind that I've been sort of eyeing up on bookshelves for literally years, like since I worked at Waterstones as a part-time student. So I think it's about time that I actually pick up one of her books and give her a go. I don't know which one of her series yet I want to check out. I think she's done a bit of YA and a bit of adult, and I tend to try and err towards the side of adult wherever possible. YA is not an age bracket that I tend to enjoy. So I don't know which one of hers yet, but I am going to read some Holly Black. On a similar note, I really want to read some Alexander McCall Smith. So Alexander McCall Smith does the No. 1 Ladies Detective Agency, and I'd quite like to start that series. It's a sort of cozy thriller crime mystery series, and that's a style of thrillers that I really enjoy. I read an Agatha Christie recently and really enjoyed it, and it's just something that I want to explore a bit further. Also, bonus thing for that one is Alexander McCall Smith's first book is not set in the UK or the US. I can't remember exactly where it is. It's somewhere in Africa, and that would be really helpful for my book world tour. Woohoo! I also want to get round to Paul Tremblay, specifically The Cabin at the End of the World. This book has been so hyped up this year, and it sounds flipping awesome. It's been on my want to reads on Goodreads for about 6 months now, if not longer, and I really want to get round to him and then probably other ones of his work. Again, I'm thinking this might be a spookathon book, because I think that would be good fun. Cabin at the End of the World. About time. Let's do this. Is it Cabin at the End of the World or Cabin at the End of the Woods? A cabin that is at the end of something. Who knows? And then the final author that I really want to get to at some point soon is Mitch Albom. This is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. He also is known for Tuesdays with Morrie. This is the kind of book that appears on every single like top 100 books you must read before you die, top 1,000 books to change your life, all those kind of lists. It's very short. I know almost nothing about it. I'm assuming there are 5 people who you meet when you go to heaven, which are linked to your life in some way. That would make sense. I have a sneaky suspicion I might have read something similar to this and I get it confused with this. And I can't remember what that one was. It was something to do with when you die you go to like a holding place until you are no longer remembered back on Earth by people who have actually met you rather than just know of you, so famous people aren't just like wasting away there forever. But the idea is that you end up in this sort of purgatory which is linked to people knowing you still being alive on Earth. And then there's a woman who is in some kind of research facility in the Arctic, and there's been like a plague happening that is wiping out loads of the general population. She ends up being like the last person alive, so this like purgatory area which is filled with tons of people ends up being whittled down and down and down until it's just people who have known her. Does this ring a bell with anybody? Does anybody know what this book is? Somebody, if you know what book I'm talking about, put it in the comments down below, but I don't think it's this, but I think I get this one confused with that one. So it would be quite nice to read this, find out what all the hype is about, and make sure that I know which book is which. So that's pretty much it from me. Nice simple video for you today, short and sweet, because it is the 24 and 48 readathon right now and you guys are cutting in to my reading time. There will be a vlog for that coming soon. I'm hoping to have it edited and up by Wednesday. Yeah, that is everything. So have a wonderful reading week. I will chat to you soon. Like, subscribe, comment, all of that jazz. You know the drill by now, and big love. Bye guys.